We are officially live today. So I'm going to go ahead and get us kicked off with just a quick welcome for our students while they are trickling in today. So hopefully you can see my screen. There we go. And with that, welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all Pennsylvania students, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thanks for joining. Just very quick housekeeping before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. This is one of our many sessions happening, so we'd love to see you back. Check out the full schedule at pacac.org. And finally, this presentation is being recorded and it will be available within about a week at that same website, pacac.org. And with that, it is my pleasure to go ahead and turn this over to our presenters today.
Hello, it's nice to meet you all. I'll avoid sharing the screen until we can introduce ourselves so you can see us. But my name is Bridget England. I'm one of the admission counselors from the University of Mount Union.
I'm Brian Crescenzo, Assistant Director from Kent State University.
Greg Landis, Associate Director at the University of Akron.
Awesome. And what we have in common is that we all work at awesome colleges and universities in Northeast Ohio, and we all work with Pennsylvania students on getting you here to enjoy your experience. So with that, we will start our presentation today. Hopefully there'll be some opportunities where you can actually interact with us a little bit. But we want to talk to you about coming to college in Northeast Ohio. What does that look like for you? What opportunities will you have? And we'll kind of take it away. So first, if you guys can join us, you can go to menti.com right here. If you have a smartphone, it'll be really easy for you to join us, or if you have another device. But if you type in menti.com and then enter this code here, it'll allow you to kind of play along with us a little bit. That way we can hopefully have some more fun. So go ahead, menti.com, enter your code and join us. All right, awesome. And then if you're able, you can answer that first question there. What part are you joining us from? And hopefully we'll see where everyone's coming from today. All right, awesome. So it looks like we've definitely got Western PA pretty much covered, and a little bit east of there too. So awesome. We're happy to welcome all of you today, and we'll be talking about kind of where we're geographically located, which will help you as well. Oh, and Hershey as well. Awesome. So next thing, oh, I forgot to put the question in here. What we want to know is, are you thinking about going to school out of state? So yes, no, not sure, or you're coming to Ohio. All right, so it looks like maybe we're not quite sure, or we're already interested in the Ohio area. So hopefully this will help you get a better sense. And just so you know, if you ever get kicked out of the presentation, you can always just log back on to menti.com, enter this code, and then you can kind of join us for the next round too if you should get kicked out. So first, we're going to kind of look at the Northeast Ohio area. Here you can kind of see where we are geographically. So if you're obviously coming from Eastern Pennsylvania, it gives you a little perspective. And we're focusing on this red area right here that makes up the beautiful region of Northeast Ohio. So additionally, to give you a little reference point, here's where we are all located. So Greg and the University of Akron are right here in the blue. Kent State right here in the yellow where Brian works. And how far away would you guys say you guys are, like a half an hour?
From each other?
Even closer?
Even closer. Yeah, I would say 15, 20 minutes tops.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Then I'm down here in Stark County, so I'm a little bit further away, but I'm still within 30 to 45 minutes of both these awesome schools. So one thing that's kind of unique about Northeast Ohio, we have a ton of colleges and universities. So if you have friends coming to Ohio, odds are you'll be able to visit them. when COVID restrictions die down, of course, and you're in a great hub of higher education. So why Northeast Ohio in general? What the heck is going on here that makes it so special? Number one, accessibility. So we have a wonderful airport, the Akron Canton Airport, which is actually located in North Canton, so it's a little misleading. But in any case, this is a really low-key airport that doesn't have a lot of traffic, has direct flights to a lot of nice destinations. So if you're going anywhere for spring break, or if you're coming from really eastern Philadelphia and you're flying, a great option. And we also have the Cleveland Hopkins International Airport for more adventurous destinations as well. And they often have direct flights from Philly too. So both those airports are located near all of our institutions. And additionally, it's an easy drive for the most part, depending on how far into Pennsylvania you are. But additionally, I want us to highlight some of the major industries and attractions that we have here. So if you guys want to help me out with this next one here, we can just kind of talk through some of these.
Yeah, so with us being located in Northeast Ohio, there's a lot of Fortune 5 companies located in this area. And some of the key areas that a lot of students end up working with, like something like a Goodyear, Sherman-Williams, you may be familiar with. Something that I actually just recently found out, Duct Tape, their national headquarters is located, we're just right outside of Cleveland. So I was really excited to hear about that. We have a lot of students in this area that go up there and work within those areas there. Somewhat different areas there, like Timken, located in the Canton area, all three of our schools. We have students going down there for different internships. For those of you who love your PB&Js, Smucker, located right there in Orville, not too far away from all of us. It's a great company to work for, and they have a lot of opportunities inside there. And it's not just something like working within marketing or communications or anything like that. It can be stuff within computer science, engineering, all that sort of stuff. And even in the medical profession too as well. We have students end up working within the Cleveland Clinic, regarded as one of the best hospitals, not just in the nation, but in the world.
And top 2 in the US this year.
Exactly. So just being able to have that capability while you're taking your classes in the great state of Ohio, and you're not too far away. And chances are you're not going up there by yourself, so you can carpool with your friends to go up there. And while you're up there, after you're done with your internship, or if you end up working there, there's a lot of opportunities for you to be outside of within the educational and academic standpoint. It's up there too.
And I would say too that students from all three of our institutions end up internships, research at these companies. There's several other, just because of the population in this area. We have Akron, Canton, Cleveland area, all good-sized cities that have a wealth of opportunities. So I think if you choose to come to any of our three schools, you're not just going to graduate with a degree from one of our institutions, but you're also going to get real world experience, which is vital in today's economy.
Absolutely. And these companies here are just a sampling. These are only the ones with headquarters right here in Northeast Ohio. So when you think of the network we have outside of that for companies that have branches in Northeast Ohio, so many opportunities. Plus, these companies, a lot of them are worldwide. So you have opportunities all over the country and sometimes the world, just based on maybe an internship that you had in Ohio. So a lot of great opportunities there. And we see a lot of students working here, or other opportunities as well.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what the heck there is to do here if you're going to come to Ohio, and I happen to believe that we have a lot of fun stuff going on. Greg, do you want to talk about some of what we have?
Yeah, I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's the Cleveland Zoo, the Akron Zoo, the Browns, Cavaliers, Indians. If you're not into professional, you want to go to minor league baseball. There's the Mahoney Valley Scrappers, the Lake County Captains, the Akron Rubber Ducks, Playhouse Square, which I didn't know until a few years ago. It's the second largest theater district outside of Broadway in the United States. And that is, within 45 minutes to an hour drive from any of our campuses. The Cavs games, I know that Indians games, when games are going on, I know all three of our institutions will run bus trips up to the games, always very reasonably priced for students to go to. I've never heard anyone come from Pennsylvania that has told me that there's nothing to do, they're bored. And then the whole wealth of shopping with probably about 5 or 6 malls in the area, with all the stores and all the brands that you guys are used to shopping at. Football Hall of Fame, how can I forget that? That's right down, a huge expansion going on there. If you watched, in the NFL, they sometimes talk about the expansion and how they're building a village around the hall. They'll have a ton of opportunities and things for fans to engage with. There is always something going on in this region every weekend.
Mhm. Yeah, and even if you want, you can even go to any of the national parks, like the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, located up in this area. If you like hiking, biking, canoeing too as well, you can go down like the Cuyahoga River too. So like Greg said, like it's in Ohio, there's so much opportunities for you to get out there and have fun and just go to all these different locations in this area.
Yeah, that's a great point, Brian. I forgot some of the outdoor activities. I mean, we're near obviously Lake Erie, as is Pennsylvania, but we have Lake Milton, a ton of other lakes that you have the opportunity if you like to be outside. And the national park system and Metro Parks is awesome here. So awesome. Now that's a little bit about what you can do in the area in general, and we can all speak a little bit more to the area that we specifically live and work in as well. But what parts of Ohio or Ohio attractions have you visited before? I want to see where we're coming from. And again, if you got kicked out of the Menti, it's menti.com. And then you can use this code 1898079, and that will get you in.
Oh, it's always a good one.
How can we forget?
I know, I love it. One of my favorite memories, I had friends that actually went to all three of these institutions I graduated high school with. And on Halloween weekends, we all went up there because it wasn't that far of a drive. We actually met at Akron. We drove up to there and it was great. It's great to be able to go to all those different locations and go to see and have fun there.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, well, we'll keep going here. And kind of what else? Here's some other important factors that we just want to point out. Number one, we have a low cost of living, which is nice. So you're not going to be moving to a crazy metropolitan area that has a different cost of living than you're used to. So we are well below the national average, especially in housing and stuff like that. So, you might even be able to save some money on your housing throughout the years. Additionally, it is a higher education hotspot. So there are literally 63 institutions of higher education in just Northeast Ohio. It's absurd. You could basically throw a rock and find a university around here. So again, you're going to be able to meet up with friends from other institutions as well in an area where we just have a lot going on. And then should you want to return to PA, all three of our schools are very friendly with, if you're getting a degree here that requires a specific license or something, we can send you back to Pennsylvania and make sure you have the license to teach in PA or any state for that matter. So anything that you'd like to be licensed or accredited for, we can help you make sure that transfers back home or somewhere else. And would you guys say, I know for Mount Union, our biggest out-of-state population is absolutely Pennsylvania, since we're so close. What about for you guys?
Oh yeah, definitely. Hands down, PA is our biggest provider for our out-of-state student population that comes to our campus. Because it's just right there on the border where you get that out-of-state experience, but you're still close enough to home where you can get that, if you want to go home, do laundry, have that Sunday dinner with family, but still go back up to your friends Sunday night, hang out with them, and like during the fall, watch a Sunday night football or something like that.
Ditto for us too. Same thing you guys said. I think students find it, coming to school in Northeastern Ohio attractive in that you are getting away from home. But at the same time, if there's something going on back at home or you need to be home, it's a short drive. So it's not like an airplane or it's a 7-hour journey. Flight, it's 2 hours, maybe less, depending on which institution you're coming from. So it's very convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, so now we're going to move on into some individual information about our schools. This will kind of help you know maybe what type of schools you might be interested in visiting or applying to, and see if any of our institutions might be a good fit for you on top of our awesome locations. So we'll turn it over to Greg for a little bit, and then we'll see you in a few.
So University of Akron, and just to tell you a little bit about us real quickly here and why students from out of state tend to choose UA, and as Brian and Bridget said, PA is our #1 state too for out of state student enrollment, is they come here for the academic opportunities. We have over 200 academic programs. Once again, we tie everything in to make sure that you get some real world experience here, internships, research, co-ops while you're here. So you just don't graduate with a degree, but you have a degree and experience. We a beautiful campus. We set a little bit above downtown Akron. We have over 80 buildings, over 200 plus acres of space for you. The campus, the city does not flow through the campus. We set separate from the city. We have over 340 student organizations and clubs. Always encourage you, whatever school you end up at, to make sure you join the club or organization with your major. So you meet people in your field, know what's going on in your field. And we're also Division I athletics. I'm in the same conference as Brian, Kent State. We're in the Mid-American Conference, Division I athletics. We have pushed all of our fall sports to spring except football, and football season, at least at Akron, starts next Wednesday. And as a student here on campus, you can go to any athletic events you want to, is all you need is your student ID. And most people don't realize this, but Akron, Ohio is Ohio's 5th largest city. What are some of the majors that are popular for students from PA to come over? It's usually engineering, business. A new one that's kind of immersed on that list would be kind of within the criminal justice is cybersecurity. Also our nursing. Really the big draw for students for us is students looking to go in the STEM areas, anything of that nature. And then also another one is sports management. But I've seen a real spike in the last couple of years of students wanting to come over and study cybersecurity. But these is just a list of some of our more popular majors that students come over across the border for. And if you know, and it's totally fine, I think, to apply to all 3 of our schools, but you can apply to the University of Akron as undecided. So if you're not sure, that's okay. But just curious if you do know right now what you're thinking about majoring in. Education and political science. We have both of those. And as Bridget alluded to earlier, if you're worried about, I'm getting my teaching degree outside the state, can I go back and teach in PA? Yes. It's just a little bit of paperwork, and I'm going to that you need to complete, and you are fully certified and able to teach. In fact, a lot of our students recently have been going, not staying in Ohio, but going out west, going to the south, some going East Coast to teach. So it is an option for you. Just because you get your degree, teaching degree or education degree in Ohio doesn't mean you necessarily have to stay here. Political science, I won't talk about all these, but engineering, physical therapy, theater, dance. We have all these majors. And I believe that Mountain Ken do also. So if you're looking at this, obviously we'll put up our contact information later. If you want to get a hold of us or anything at any point, to ask more questions or connect with a faculty member, we can assist you with that very easily. We do have a common question is, do I have to live on campus if I'm coming from PA? Yes, you do. Do I have to live all 4 years? No, we're just going to ask you to live 1 year on campus. Then after your freshman year, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. You are allowed to bring a car with you to campus. That's always a top question. We do have, it is possible for you to room with someone. We have various styles of residence halls, some apartment style. All of them are air conditioned. All of them are cable ready. Our campus is wired for Wi-Fi. We do centralized laundry in every building. Laundry is included in your tuition, so you don't have to pay. Bring a bunch of quarters with you per se to do laundry weekly. And I think the other thing that students enjoy is we have kind of our own cinema channels. We have 2 channels that stream movies. And then we also have what I call UA Netflix. And as a student living here on campus, you'll have access to that. You log on and you have access to about 350 television shows and movies at any point, and they change out by the month. Kind of what we talked about a little bit earlier, but this is all the stuff that we have really close to us. The Akron Rubber Ducks, the minor league team for the Cleveland Indians, is probably maybe 10-minute walk from my office right now. There's several natural parks. There's plenty of recreational activities, a lot of little community festivals that go on the weekend. Downtown has festivals. It's all there for you to do. And it really comes down to, what do you have time in your schedule to do? But I promise you, as I said earlier, that no one has ever complained to me, there's nothing to do here on the weekends. It's more like I don't have enough time to do everything. How do I pick and different things? So we just have to see what works for you in your schedule and times of different things. But there is plenty of opportunities, as we said, in this region to make sure that you get hands-on experience through medical, engineering, business, whatever you want to do. We want to make sure that you get that experience along with your degree at the university. Application process has changed for this fall, for this upcoming fall a bit. We have decided to waive the application fee for this year. So there's no longer an application fee. You also you can select to be test optional, meaning that you can get admitted and your application reviewed without an ACT or SAT test scores. Can you still get scholarships without your test scores? Yes. So you just need to indicate to us that you want to be test optional. And as long as you have a 3.0 or higher GPA, you're going to receive, as test optional, you're going to receive some scholarship opportunities. We will have our deadline, our priority deadlines coming up on December 1st. So we still have a little over a month away, but you can apply through the Common App or just going to uakron.edu and applying there. There's no preference over either one. It's totally up to you. We've timed it out. Our application should take you probably about 7 to 8 minutes to complete at uakron.edu. Letters of rec are optional. So I would just encourage you to make sure that you get your applications in, not just for Akron, but Ken or Mount. The sooner the better you get those in, and as opposed to waiting till after the new year per se. Just it's better to get things rolling right now so you don't miss out on any opportunities. No one's missed out on any opportunities yet, but we do have some deadlines creeping up after the new year for some different scholarship opportunities outside our general scholarships, mostly academic areas. Try to make it, and I think all three of us, Kent and Mount, also try to do this. We try to make it really affordable for you. We understand that college is expensive. These are difficult times we're living in. So we have we want your application in and your FAFSA file by December 1st. We are more than likely projecting our financial aid packages mailed out in terms of what grants, loans you might be eligible for. Those should be mailed out probably mid-February. But you will get earlier notification about scholarships. But we have the Akron Guarantee Scholarship. We have our Akron Advantage Award, which is for our out-of-state students, much like you guys. And that lowers the tuition to pretty much very close to what an in-state student pays. And you might say, is that all I'm eligible for? Well, we have an underrepresented student scholarship. We have academic college scholarships. So if I'm an engineering student interested in mechanical engineering, there's a scholarship application available through the College of Engineering. We have private endowed scholarships. We have the Choose Ohio First STEM program. So yes, there's a lot of scholarships, and yes, they are stackable. Just because you get the Akron Advantage Award and the Akron Guarantee Scholarship doesn't mean you're not going to be eligible for any of those other scholarships I mentioned. So the scholarships are stackable. We are trying our best to make this affordable for you. We do have locked in tuition. So the tuition on your first day of classes is going to be the tuition you pay on the last day of your senior year. So to try to help families budget a little bit more, but we're more than willing to work with you to try to make it affordable for you. The key first step is for you to apply. And here's my contact information. So you're more than willing to email me, call with questions or anything that you need. And these are some different things on the side here of how to connect through social media. And so those are all university run. The one I would encourage you to do is the Life as a Zip Instagram, and that is totally run by students here at the university. So if you're wanting to see what it's like to be a student right now at the university, we are in session. We do have classes. We do have people living here on campus. We have different content posted just about every day. So if you want to give it a follow, you can. But as I said, you're more than willing to email me any questions that you have at any point. If I can help you or your family, that's my direct line to the university here, and there's my email, and I'm usually try to be very quick to respond with your questions. And if you want a more in-depth dive into any academic programs or anything, just contact me and I'll make sure to get you information or help you set up a meeting with a faculty member. Thank you.
And students, just so you know, if you are using Menti and watching this on your phone, you could also take a screenshot, and this is like Greg's business card here. So feel free at any point in the presentation, you'll be able to screenshot if there's something that you need.
Right. Well, like I said, my name is Brian Crescenzo. I'm Assistant Director within Kent State University. And just a little bit about our campus. We have a little over 21,000 undergraduate students coming from all across the country and all across the world. And every fall semester, we end up enrolling a little over 4,200 first-time freshmen. And those type of students that get enrolled into our campus, they come in with a wide variety of different majors here at our university. Some of the majors like that were more popular at our campus, it can range anywhere from like accounting to zoology, anything within communications or anything like that, that a lot of students from PA do end up coming over into. But one thing I always like pointing out to students that, yes, we mentioned it earlier, you're coming in here for education, you're thinking, okay, how am I going to continue on that degree? You can get that licensure within PA. We can get you that. Or if you don't want to go back to PA, if you wanted to stay in Ohio or go to another state, you're easily able to do that because that's one of our more popular majors here. But with our campus, with 350 different bachelor degree type of majors or programs, it's okay if you don't know what you want to do. One of our top 5 majors that first-time students come into our campus for, it's called our exploratory program, which is our undecided major. And we kind of gear it around your interests. So if you're thinking about sciences, but you think business is a logical choice, we'll put you in those courses. We'll pair you up with a professional. We'll get you to better understand what you're getting yourself into within your major. We'll help you through this process to figure out what type of program, what's going to best be successful for you once you graduate from our university. And students who come in undecided still graduate within 4 years. They end up declaring their major by the end of their first year. It's like 94% of them end up declaring it. So it's a nice opportunity there for students where if you don't know, that's perfectly fine. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I came to Kent State, and I started as the exploratory major, and it was great because it led me to finding out different majors and programs, led me to my history degree and my minor in marketing. It's a phenomenal opportunity there for students. But like I said, we have a wide variety of different opportunities. We have a lot of students coming to PA, coming in for speech pathology, our aeronautics and flight program too as well, which is a very popular major here at our university. But when you're coming into our campus, I want to let you know too, is that you are required to live on campus like for your first 2 years, but we give you a choice of where to live and who to live with. We can get you involved on campus too as well. We have over 400 different student organizations to be involved with too. And if you're coming from us from PA, and if you're coming from a school, especially if you're on like the eastern part of PA, and you may know one student or you may not know anyone that's coming here, that's perfectly fine. We can pair you up with a random roommate here where we gear it around your interests. What we also do as well is pair you up with someone who's a similar class schedule as you your first semester. Now, they may not be in the same major, but would be taking those similar like psychology, English, math classes together. So you're knowing someone going into these courses and you're helping each other out during that first semester. You also have the opportunity to be living in specific communities dedicated to your major or to your interests. If you want to be a part of the LGBTQ community or international community and help get those international students adjusted, you can. The one organization, though, I will say that I want to talk about that is phenomenal that every student should be involved with as a Kent State student is the Kent State DFW Club, stands for Down for Whatever. And they meet on a weekly basis. And every week they do something different, maybe a board game night, study session, go to that football game, go to that baseball game, and cheer on the Kent State Golden Flashes. But it's the idea to get you out there, get you involved, and stay active. During this COVID time, they've actually still are active online where they're getting students together. Coming up this weekend, they're holding a like Among Us kind of visit where you're getting a whole bunch of students together. They're all playing Among Us if you've ever played that. So it's a nice opportunity where you can meet different people, people that may be in your backyard, people that may be on the other side of the country, and just being able to get out there and get involved. But how do you get here? How do you apply? One thing I actually, before I get into that, with our application process, it is very simple. It's very similar to Greg. You can either, with Akron, you can either apply for Kent State, either the Kent State application or the Common App. So if you're looking to apply to multiple of these schools, Common App may be an easy way to go. But the Kent State app is the same similar type of thing. It doesn't take you that long to fill it out. We'll need your high school transcripts. We'll need you to submit the application fee. We are test optional as well. We are a holistic review. And what that means for you at Kent State, I'm your person that's going to be reviewing your application. So I'll be looking at your grade trends throughout high school, how well you improved from your freshman year through your senior year, your extracurricular activities, what you've been involved with, how you've handled this COVID time, all that sort of stuff. We don't require letters of recommendation, but if you submit them to us, that's perfectly fine. I will take a look at it, but it's not a requirement for our university. I just want to know more about you. And it usually takes us anywhere from like 2 to 3 weeks by the time you click submit to the time you hear back from us on your decision. And we're encouraging students to apply early, get that application in early, because the earlier you get it in, the earlier you can find out your decision, you can enjoy the rest of your senior year, because there are going to be some other stuff you're going to have to deal with, like when it comes to the cost of coming to Kent State. Now, with non-Ohio residents, with you guys coming from out of state, there is a cost. You can see up there for out-of-state residents, it's $32,547 per year. That's your tuition, that's your food plan, that's your housing, all combined into one. Now, what Kent State participates in, we do what's called the Ohio Tuition Guarantee. Where that tuition price there, that $20,000, we lock that in for your 4 years on our campus. So you'll never see an increase in your tuition here. So we will be able to budget your time accordingly and to help you out. Now, to help pay for that, we do offer merit-based awards. It's strictly based off of your GPA. So if you're coming from PA and you have at least a 3.0, you'll qualify for a wide variety of different merit-based awards. And they can range anywhere from $4,000 all the way up to full tuition, strictly based off of your GPA. So it's encouraging, apply early, get in early, because we want you to get the application in. We want you to receive scholarships because, like I said, it's a cost. We'll help you out with that. But one thing you need to approach it as is it's an investment. It's an investment into your future, into your career. And at Kent State, we believe in that investment. Within 6 months of graduation, 92% of our graduates were either employed or continuing on their education full-time at a higher degree level. So we get you to that next phase. Now, with this, there's a bunch of opportunities for you to get in contact with me. You see my contact information right up there. You can always sign up for different virtual opportunities as well, where you can meet with me or another counselor, sign up for academic information sessions, or follow us on Instagram. We are on Kent State Admissions on Instagram, and every Monday at 3 p.m. we are live. So, but yeah, that's my little thing there. So I'm going to turn it over to Bridget now. She's going to take over for Mel.
All right, awesome. So we're just going to kind of look at some things, Mount Union at a glance. So we are a little bit different size than Kent or Akron. So I really encourage you to visit both types of schools if you have the opportunity to find out what is going to be the best fit for you. You can't rule out a little bit of a smaller private school if you haven't visited, both types of schools, a bigger state school or even a smaller state school. And I will say that Kent and Akron both feel very friendly and familiar for being a little bit larger than Mount Union. So they're great options in campus size as well. But we have significantly less students. So we have about 2,200 undergraduate students at our institution. We are a private liberal arts school. So our liberal arts curriculum is actually nationally ranked, which we're super excited about. It's 13th in the nation. We're located in Alliance, Ohio. We have 56 different relevant majors. And why we say relevant is we're working for programs that are going to get you a job in that field unless you change your mind. So we want you to be able to graduate and use that good degree that you got. And then we also have Division III athletics, which we'll talk about a little bit more, but we're the #1 ranked Division III school in the state of Ohio. So we are not in the MAC with Kent and Akron, but we compete in the OAC, in which we are pretty dominant in our division. And our football team is #1 in the country for Division III, which is awesome. So thinking about campus living just for a little bit, about 70% of our students do live on campus. We will require it for your first 2 years if you're coming from out of state, and then you have the option of what you'd like to do. First year residence halls, there's an example pictured right here, and they're all pretty much this size, so you won't come in and be surprised with anything smaller. But then after that, we have options like apartments, suites, and townhouses that are excellent options. So the city of Alliance is a suburban city. It has about 25,000 residents. and it's a very safe community too. We also have 24-hour campus security, which is very helpful to help just, make you feel more secure, even though we really don't typically have any incidents. But a lot of students like to know that they're there and they're accessible to them. One other kind of thing to keep in mind too is when you are on campus, as Greg and Brian explained, there's so many different ways to get involved. So for a school of our size, we don't have quite as many student organizations as Kent and Akron, but we have 90 different ones, which is pretty large for a school of our size. So anything that you've done in high school, you can probably continue on and do that in college too, to some degree. So thinking about other things to do on campus, our athletics. So we are a Division III school with a Division I energy. So that's something we're proud of. We have 24 different teams, and we actually have recently added men's volleyball. So you can compete in men's volleyball competitively here. It's an NCAA sport for us. And I know that in Pennsylvania, especially in the Western PA pockets I visited, there are some schools that have men's teams and also club circuit for men's volleyball too. So that's pretty cool. But additionally, you also have the opportunity, if you'd like to participate in any club or intramural sports, which are not as much of the time commitment, but still allow you to get engaged with your friends and have some fun. Last year, about 80% of students participated in an intramural sport of some kind. And even during COVID, we are on campus and being safe and taking modifications, but we've added some non-contact intramural sports like cornhole and pig basketball competitions too. So we are trying to find ways to keep students engaged and still having fun at a safe distance. Oh, I think I skipped one of my slides here. So for academics, I already kind of spoke to this a little bit, but the class sizes are going to be pretty small for you. There's about 19 students in an average class, and our labs will have even fewer students in them. We're pretty into hands-on learning too. So inside the classroom and with experiential classroom opportunities or outside the classroom opportunities, we want you to get a feel for what you're actually going to be doing when you're on the job. So you can take a look at some of this here. With our student faculty ratio, one of the cool things we like about this is that each student receives an academic advisor who's a professor in their major. So they're really helpful with career advising and looking at your 4 years at Mount Union. We also do not require you to declare a major right away. And as long as you declare by your sophomore year, you're in good shape to graduate in 4 years. The only exceptions would be music education, nursing, and engineering. It's best to start those right away if you are able. And you can see some of our top programs down here. Our national security and foreign intelligence is a pretty unique one. And nursing, we have a very strong nursing program that's well ranked in the state. And most recently, 100% of our students passed their NCLEX this past year, taking us to above 98% since our program started 5 years ago. So it's pretty exciting. Now, here's my information if you do need to reach me or for any reason. I work with all students in Pennsylvania, but I also am the honors coordinator for the Office of Admission, and I work with the College of Arts and Humanities if you have any questions about those types of majors or opportunities. This year, if you'd like to apply, we are doing Common App and our own application, of course, and we don't have a preference. You can still receive scholarships without submitting test scores. And if you do submit test scores, we will not count them against you. So we'll only use them if it increases your scholarship. Our academic scholarships range from $14,000 to $20,000 per year. Plus, we have a ton of different things you can tack on, like multicultural or first generation scholarships. We also have opportunities in the visual and performing arts per auditions or portfolio reviews. So there's a ton of different options. And typically our average student receives about $27,000 in total financial aid. So even though private schools seem to have a much higher cost than public universities, typically we do end up costing a similar amount. So at this point, I'll just kind of bring us all back so we can wish you farewell. I know we have a little less than a minute left actually. So remember, these are the faces who will be reviewing your applications at Kent, Akron, and Mount Union. And we encourage you to apply and visit, either if it's virtually or if it's in person. We encourage you to check our website, visit, and get in contact with us with your questions. Yeah, I think we're going to be cut off here soon. They said it's a hard stop, so I just want to make sure we wrapped it up.
Understandable.
Understandable.
It's a hard 3:45 stop. You guys have a few minutes.
Oh,
Oh, seriously?
yeah. 3:45.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So, I mean, we'll moderate the chat if there is any questions that you guys have. I was trying to wrap it up for some reason. I thought we had 40 minutes. My goodness. So I totally rushed through that. I'll also open this up. So if you have any questions, you can ask them through Menti too, just in case. We're new to Zoom webinar, so the chat can get a little funky.
Bridget, there's a quick question. What, again, do you guys have any hard application deadlines? And I will have you go first. Any deadlines?
Yeah, so we are strictly on a rolling admission. So you can apply at any time, and you're eligible for financial aid and scholarships no matter when you apply. So there's no deadlines for us.
For us, we are also on rolling admission, but we have a hard deadline for February 1st to be considered for any merit-based scholarships. You can still apply on February 2nd, but you may not get scholarships.
And our priority deadline is December 1. We're on rolling admissions, and then really need to apply by February 1 to have those extra scholarship opportunities. Most of those have hard deadlines in some of the academic areas.
Awesome. Oh, it looks like a question came in. So we talked a lot about Northeast Ohio, and they want to know what cities we live in. You want to start, Brian?
I live actually outside of the city of Kent. I am one of those few workers here that commutes in. I live in a town called Wadsworth, Ohio. So I live in Medina County. I like it though.
I live not actually too far from where Brian works in Kent. I live in Stowe, Ohio, which is in Summit County, and it's about 20 minutes or so from the university.
Yes, and I work in Alliance, Ohio, but I live in North Canton, Ohio. So I'm right by the Football Hall of Fame and all that cool stuff. So I love where I live, but I will say I also am one of the few who really does commute in the area. A lot of people have kind of settled in the area, and I think that's true for all three of our college towns, that a lot of the faculty and staff all have actually lived there. So. All right, looks like we have another one. Do you have tours? I guess I'll start with this one. Or do you want to start, Brian?
No, go ahead. You probably have better news than
you look like you were going. So yep, we're doing campus visits right now. You can sign up on our website, mountunion.edu, or just get in touch with me. We're following social distancing protocols at our campus, has been very safe and secure to mitigate any outbreaks or anything. So you can come on campus, and if you fill out the visit form, you can make special requests if you would like to do something like meet with a professor from a certain area or a coach or anything like that. And then additionally, we can do it virtually if you feel more comfortable or you're coming way from the East Coast.
Yeah, unfortunately for the rest of the fall, Kent State's not doing in-person campus tours. You can come on your own if you want to. We'll be able to give you documentation, but a lot of our tours right now are being done virtually.
University of Akron is offering tours. We have, following all COVID-19 guidelines, so we're only able to usually host 10 people a session. So one student plus one guest. And the other option is if you are, I think, Bridgman, if you're interested in a private personalized tour or something, connect with me. And you can book your visits on going to uakron.edu.
All right, very cool. I don't see any other questions right now unless I missed them somehow.
Yeah.
But we want to thank you, and we want to encourage you to check out Northeast Ohio. And we're only 3 of the schools in Northeast Ohio. So I think we happen to be 3 excellent choices to at least, look into, check out, visit if you can. Like I said, there's still literally 60 other schools just in our region that are still, in a good location and distance from you. So it's a great place to be regardless of what school you're looking at. So definitely check out the area and what the schools have to offer.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So unofficially, I love your diligence to timing. Thank you.
I'm so sorry, but I'm so happy you were clicking it because I'm like, well, how much time do I have? How much time do I have? I would.
Well, yeah, then I was just like, nope, not gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, where am I at?
Well, then for a second, your slides have less content on them because they're more like the flashy, like the flash slides, you know?
Yeah.
So
We are
like with
still
Greg,
live.
Cool.
Sorry, I was trying to jump in there.
My bad. Thank everyone for watching this.
Welcome to the behind the scenes.
Welcome to virtual. Welcome to 2020.
yeah, this is our personalities on
This is who I
display.
am.
I know. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank
Check
you.
out our additional sessions, pacac.org. You'll be able to find this recording. We appreciate you joining us. And with that, take care,
Have a
everybody.
great afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.